What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Up and In Show. We are here on the purple couch in Cards and Culture, and I have my two badass trainers with me, Keri and Kristin. Thank you guys for joining me. Before we get started today, guys, I know I don't usually have ads or things like that or products, but I am excited. I did partner with somebody, and since we're talking about performance, wellness, health, all that stuff, MindSense 1 is a new product that I've been taking. I haven't been taking caffeine for 3-4 months now, and this is a really great nootropics product. So if you guys are interested in just kind of giving your mind a little bit of a spark, it's called a brain supplement. So it has some really great nootropics, vitamins, coenzymes that kind of all combine to create kind of that same neural activity that caffeine does without the jitters and all that stuff. So no further ado, let's jump into this episode. Thank you guys for being here.
Great.
How you guys doing?
Sounds like a cool product. I will say the addition of the coenzyme Q is that's been an amazing supplement for me. So to have that added in is
I love it. Cool. This one's really cool, and I mean, I'm back on caffeine now after 4 months, but I went 3 or 4 months without it. And this was something that like Jonah, he's one of my coworkers here at Cards and Culture. Him and I would take it every day because we were trying to do no caffeine for 3 or 4 months. And it would be like, no joke, we would take it. And the next 15 minutes, we'd be like, dude, I'm kind of locked in right now. Like it gave us good
focus.
Yes. Like focused energy, like where he's like, dude, I just put like 5 different orders on eBay. I'm cleaning, like, it just almost like had this like stimulating effect and energizing effect, but without like a jittery kind of, I don't know. Sometimes when I take a lot of caffeine and espresso, like I just feel like my hands are shaking a little bit. So I kind of like this stuff. Yeah.
Cool. I used to do a lot of research on nootropics. Really good for you.
And it's got really cool blends, and it's got some BCAAs in it too. So it's just good for, even recovery from workouts and things like that.
Cool.
So,
wait, why are you back on caffeine?
It's kind of weird. After like 3 or 4 months, I felt this like a little bit of like lack of motivation almost. Just not even like with getting up. I noticed one that I wasn't as motivated to get up early and go to the workouts and things like that. And my workouts schedule was like fluctuating, and that's not like me at all. And I don't really like that much. And then I just noticed like I was a lot more chill about things, which is good. But for business, it just didn't make me feel like I was, I don't know, taking that like extra initiative and stuff. So I'm just slowly working my way back in. Yeah. I'm doing like little hacks where I'll drink a decaf coffee and put like a shot of espresso in it. So like little things here and there, or do a decaf coffee and then put like a mushroom supplement that has like 40 milligrams of caffeine in it. So not full on like what I was doing before and everything, but just a little bit, introducing it back in my life.
Interesting.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. So if
I'm
you guys
not
notice,
overdoing the caffeine, but
if you guys notice it that I'm going crazy or something, just let me know and I'll go back off it again.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Going cold turkey's hard though.
Oh dude, it was, what's funny is
it's like a detox.
It actually wasn't as hard as I thought. No? Like, what is harder is if you just naturally go 2 days, or for me at least, when I would go 2 days naturally without caffeine accidentally or something, I would have headaches. I'd feel like I was jittery, and I'd be like, oh man, I just need to get a cup of coffee and I would be fine, But when I made the decision being like, I'm not drinking caffeine, it really wasn't that hard, honestly. Yeah, It was nuts. And it helped that Jonah was here every day and we were kind of like doing it together because he was a big caffeine guy too. He would drink a coffee, energy drink, like all that stuff. So it was just good that we were like doing it together. So yeah.
Good for you.
I know.
But back on it though, and but I'm excited. This is we haven't caught up in a minute, so this will be good. This is my favorite time of year with F45. We got people coming back from vacation, settling in from the summer. Kids are back in school, right? So we got a lot of new signups, a lot of new faces at the gym. So I figured we would just sit down, talk about the new classes, all the things that we got going on in the gym, events, all that stuff, and your pregnancy journey too.
I know.
How we feeling?
I feel great. I'm excited to see a bunch of new people coming back. A few of them came back today from the summer. But like I said, this is my favorite time of the year, hands down. And the summer, oddly enough, you would think would be like people's highest motivation time of the year, but it's our slowest months. Yeah. And people are busy, and I understand kids and vacations, this, that, and other. I personally think the best time of the year to start your fitness journey is right now. There's nothing going on, no holidays, not until Christmas time. So I figured we should talk about that.
Like three
I think people start
ago.
appreciating, especially families or people that have kids that are going back to school or students that are going back to school. You're kind of forced to create more structure throughout your day and prioritize everything differently. And so I feel like workouts really play a part in how your day is going to be.
And I think it should be an important part of your day too, especially with the added stress of bringing your kids to the 1,000 practices here and there. So prioritizing yourself as well. I think it's important.
Yeah. We just started new workouts, right? Like new,
phase 9.
Phase. So I was wondering this. You said phase 9 in the gym. What is that? Is this the 9th month of the year?
I think it's the 9th month. So like,
that would make sense.
It follows the months.
Wow,
hey,
guys.
look at you. All right.
How have
Look
we
at
never
us.
figured that out before?
Hey.
It's the pregnancy.
That's funny.
Phase 9. You're right. That makes complete sense, Keri.
Yeah.
Right.
So we kicked it off, as everybody knows, with 3-peat, which I like adding a 3-peat workout in the beginning of a phase, because I feel like it's a good little personal, fitness assessment to see where a good check-in for yourself, or for new members, it's a good starting point. And then you can really better track progress throughout the month. I love it.
Did you say we're doing it every Monday? It's going to be every
Oh,
Monday?
no. We just kicked it off yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah.
For
The
phase.
Joker is on Mondays,
Okay.
which is actually a hybrid.
Yeah, I like the Joker.
So that's going to be a good add-on this month.
Yeah. How'd you guys do on 3-peat? Did you guys do it? No.
This pregnancy is very humbling. That's all I'm going to say.
I got my worst 3-peat for a minute in like 2 years.
We had some really challenging
Now,
moves
I will
yesterday.
say, me personally, I went into the workout not thinking I was going to try to do 3P. Just
Just
I
the
don't know.
movement.
So I just did the movements, but that was one of the hardest, I think, movement-wise.
I was getting like kind of proud on my 3-peats. I remember when we first started, I think 12. I did like 12. Then my next time was like 17. Then I got 21 one time, and I was like climbing up. I got 15 yesterday, and that was a stretch.
No, we should have done a big challenge. Remember that time when we did the challenges with the teams, and for every point you scored, it was towards.
Yeah.
That was probably my favorite 3P we've ever done.
Yeah, that was good. People cared a
very
lot.
Competitive.
Next time.
Right.
But people were
We had to
cheating.
bring in the competitiveness to 3P. No, but that, just from looking at the movements, definitely one of the toughest ones.
Yeah.
Well, and that'll give you something to work for. So I'm assuming that we'll use a lot of those same movement patterns in phase 9, so that you can actually progress your
journey.
those things throughout the month. So that's why one of the things, kind of talking about all these people who are interested in the gym that are on the fence or just don't really know what we're about, I think this is a great opportunity for us to talk about why you would choose F45, what the programs are about, what's the concept, depending on what your goals are, how should you approach your F45 workouts. And I think that is one of them, that in these phases, the global programmers are creating movements that allow you to see progress throughout the month.
Absolutely.
And that
continue to get better.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you good.
And that's the thing I love about F45. And, we were kind of talking before we flipped this on of why I invested, why, I wanted to be involved in F45. And I don't even think we've talked about it. Even after a year, it was like, oh shit, this is even better than I thought. Right. Once you get into it, you can't always see it from a distance, and like you can see the product from a distance, but once you're in it and doing workouts and you've done it for a couple weeks, couple months, you start to understand the science behind it. And that's what we're talking about, right? Is like you have a 3-peat at the beginning of a 6-week phase, and it's all designed to challenge you and open up your eyes to be like, hey, you can't do these movements or this many reps in this amount of time. And then we're going to 6-week pattern you, and give you exercises to better yourself, and then give you a test, 6 weeks later to be able to like objectively measure how much better you got. And that's the thing that I love about F45. And it's not just a 6-week plan. They do it in their workouts too, right? You'll go exercise to exercise. Today, again, I was loving it. It was like, if you notice during the workout, it was a lot of like legs for 3 or 4 exercises, then upper body. And even the upper body things, it would be like you would stabilize on the ground, then you'd have to go do a shoulder thing. So you're stabilizing, then using that muscle to go, get better. I don't know. So to me, it's just the little intricacies of that make F45 like a better product. I don't want to say better product, but a product that takes thinking out of it and gives you the best workout. And for me, as I get older, I was like, that's just a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. I'm so glad you said that, because I remember my first time going to that New Orleans location. It was that was a humbling experience too for me. Even for me, I felt like I was in good shape, but initially, like you said, loved it. I was like, wow, this is amazing. But more and more, we all got to learn it, and I was studying the workouts and seeing how they would I call it a mastermind of a
For sure
product.
it is.
How like, oh, they did this movement followed by this movement. That's smart. And then going through the process, it's been over 2 years now. I haven't got bored once, and I'm not just saying that because I work there. It's literally one of the best products. And seeing the way I've progressed my fitness level, how, okay, I can see how an everyday mom who just wants a quick 45-minute workout could be perfect for her. Or, for my instance, I was getting better and better in shape. And you can make the workouts a little tougher if you wanted to by doing some progressions. And then if you need to progress towards things. So I think it caters to every individual.
Without
which is
a
why
doubt.
I love it.
Yeah, I think that's why everybody loves it. And I know that, like you're saying, you come in and you don't really have to think about it because someone has thought about it for you. You know, if you think about a lot of people that come to the gym for the strict goal of muscle building and progressive overload, you know, normally it takes you going to a traditional gym, kind of repeating the same format of a workout, getting heavier and heavier and heavier until you can't lift anymore, right? So when Anthony, you're talking about today's workout where you might be doing completely different exercises but engaging a lot of the same muscle groups, that's how you progressively overload your body without getting bored with your 8 rep, 10, you know, your traditional workout. And so for those of you who are out there that don't think that you can get that type of overload of the muscles in a group exercise class, this is how we do it. And it's done in a very creative way that keeps you from getting bored, that keeps your body from getting plateaued, I guess is maybe the best way to say that, and keeps you interested.
Yeah, and I think you guys do a great job of making your guys yourselves available too to people, right? Not only as resources of information, but if people want to come early, you know, we have 2 or 3, 4 members that come early and do little workouts and get, you know, educated on certain things so their movement patterns are right, you know? And that's the thing that I use F45 almost like it's like my old baseball, like, you know, so when I played baseball, right, you'd practice and you'd have 5 days of training leading up to the game, and the game was almost like your objective measure to be like, hey, did that stuff work that you've been training on, right? Like you were working on this pitch and then you go out and you either have success or you don't, right? And so for me, sometimes like, right, I'll work with you guys. We used to work together. You guys have shown me a lot of movement patterns that I still need to work on. I work on them by myself, and then F45 is almost like my game, right? I get to go in there, I get to try these movement patterns, burpees, jumps, pulls, and to see if I can activate these certain muscles, you know, to do the correct movements and stuff. And so for me, it's almost like a game, and like I get pissed when I don't get my F45 workout in because it's almost like that's my competition with it's my you know, inner competition, but that's how I get my fix every day, right? And that's how you keep it not boring for me, or that's one way, right? And I've talked to other people that do different things where they adjust their weights, maybe some days go heavier or lighter, you know, and they know the programs and stuff. So that's what F45 just gives you, a plethora of options to be able to do that kind of stuff.
Well, Anthony, have you noticed that we haven't been correcting you as much lately in class?
I did notice that, yeah.
I mean, I really, like this morning, I feel like I was making a lot of corrections to a lot of members today, and I couldn't think of one thing.
I felt like you were walking towards me once.
Really,
and
I was trying to find something because I know you like to be challenged with those tiny little tweaks, but no, you're doing great.
Well, this should be an encouraging situation for other members because Anthony X's me and you questions, and that's incredible. That says a lot. And now, prime example, his movements are better. So I think it's other members should do that. They should come early if they're having questions or insecurities maybe about a certain movement. Yeah, let us talk to them before. That's the personal side of F45. Us being able to get personal with our members, where it's like personal training. Right. That way they know what they're doing within the workout. Or it's easier for them to ask questions during the workout. Right.
And that's a great point. You guys do a great job of putting that barrier down. But in case anybody's listening who does feel intimidated, please ask that. Like, remember even the other day I've worked out my whole life, played professional sport, like feel like I'm pretty well versed, been a trainer before, right? Did all that training, but I was doing an exercise and I was like, I'm watching the board and I'm like, I feel like I should be feeling this in my lat, right? But I'm feeling it more kind of like in my upper trap. So I went and asked you, I was like, hey, where should I be feeling this? And you were like, all right here. And I was like, okay. And then I think I asked you something else I watched the way that you did it and I tried it the next time. And then I kind of was like paying attention and being like, all right, cool. I felt it there. I'm doing it right. When I feel it here, not doing it right. Right. So even that is bettering myself going forward. And that's how you're going to encourage people to do that.
Get the best results from the workout as well. I remember when I was first starting out, I was at Traction. That's my first place I've worked. I would sit there and watch, observe. And when I would do the workouts, I would always ask questions like, hey, where am I supposed to feel this? Yeah. I'm doing the movement. I know I'm doing it correctly, but tell me where. Maybe I don't feel it right. That was how I learned. And that's why I'm so good with the telling you, hey, you should feel it here. If you aren't feeling it here, the movement is probably incorrect.
Correct.
Let's fix it.
Yeah.
So
well, and you're both hitting on something that I think is really important, and it's another reason that people shy away from group exercise is because often the trainers maybe aren't as well versed in what is happening and don't know how to understand how people's individual bodies work and things like that. But it is important to know that every single staff member is a certified personal trainer.
Correct.
And that's not a certification you just pick up on the internet. We take it very seriously. And even after they have proof of training, they're observing classes. They're spending time demoing classes before they're allowed to instruct classes so that, as owners, Bo and Anthony and Nick know, the brand is represented appropriately because we know what we're talking about.
And I think that's why I get so personal with people before and after classes, because I want to know their story. I want to know their goals. So let's say it's a high school athlete. I know what type of movements they should be doing. I know that they need to be fire their glutes.
Yep.
Almost for every movement, just, for speed, agility. Or if it's a mom who just had knee surgery, I know that they probably need to stay away from
forward lunges.
Right.
So I think this gym is so incredible that not just myself, all the trainers. Getting personal with our members. It's not just because I want to be cool with them. Right. It really is learning their story is important for being a trainer. That's the way I was taught.
I would agree with that.
I think it's big part of F45 and why I think it's so great.
And when I was playing too, right, the best coaches got to know their players and knew how to coach players differently, right? You don't teach everybody the exact same way, right? And that's what you guys do. And that's, I think, the greatest thing too that you guys do is you build the relationship with the clientele, but you understand the clientele too. And you guys don't have crazy, and some trainers have insecurities, right? Because most people do, but I'm saying have insecurities about people asking them questions, and maybe they don't know the answer, and so they're gonna project things, right? Oh, you're just being mentally weak or whatever, right? I'm not. So you guys, we don't have that culture at F45. There's nothing like that. And if you guys don't know an answer, you're like, you know what? I'm not sure. I'll look it up or I'll find out the answer. I'll talk to somebody, right? And so I think that we've done a really great job from the jump of creating that culture and just doing a good job of working with our clientele, both male and female too. So
and going off of that, I think the members that are part of our family who PTs and certain specialties that we became close with and have a relationship with. If I can't answer their question, I'm like, look, I don't want to answer this. This is not for me to say. I want you to go see such and such. So
yeah. I mean, look at what you're saying. If you think about that, okay, what does it say for us that we have physical therapists, occupational therapists, physicians, professional athletes, stay-at-home moms, working professionals? We have such a diverse population, but it does speak a lot to the quality of the workout that you have health professionals that are seeking us out as their primary source of exercise.
Absolutely. Yep. You don't have to think about it.
And that was something that was a byproduct of F45 coming and the people that we were recruiting, the trainers that we had and stuff like that. But I think a big reason that Bo and I did want to bring it because we did know we had a network to give people resources, right? Kind of what we were saying is if we didn't have an answer or if somebody had an injury or a soreness, right? Hey, I know 3 PT places that you can go to. I know a massage therapy place. I know a chiropractor, right? Because we've all used them. We've built this network of resources and stuff. So that's what I think we even during the pandemic, right? I think that's what set us apart was we had all this marketing. It wound up being marketing for us, right? But it was really just hey guys, it was just networking. Exactly. Right. Here's what we know as as trainers and owners and stuff like that. So utilize these resources.
No doubt.
So So talk to me. What are you guys looking forward to the most on these next 6 weeks coming up? Do we have anything going on with the gym, the community, anything big,
They have a
challenges?
little challenge we're doing that started yesterday. More information about that
Coming.
But Joey texted me a while ago. He's like, "Hey, I just seen an ad. Big F45 must have posted.
Yeah.
It's like a nationwide challenge." He goes, I kind of want to do it. And I was like, in my head, I said, man, it's different for me. I can't. But for me, I think I'm excited. I want to go through I don't know what this is going to consist of yet, but a pregnancy challenge.
Okay.
It could be more like mental things, maybe certain goals as far as like maybe doing certain things throughout the day, not physically, like not losing weight, different. I don't know the details of that, so I'll have to get back to y'all. But
I like it. So it's in the works.
That's great.
It's in the works, but I just thought of it. I'm like, okay, maybe I can do something. I don't know.
I like it.
Do I could still be on the challenge mindset as everyone else?
No, I completely agree. And, I had not really thinking about it from a challenge perspective, but I know, kind of like you're saying, coming out of the summer, I traveled, I ate out more. I kind of got off my regular routine just because of all those things. And I need a reset. I just need to refocus and start paying attention to what I'm putting in my body, how I'm feeling, because I'm kind of like you, Anthony. It wasn't necessarily a caffeine thing for me, but I just hadn't been feeling myself. And I feel like I've been eating more processed foods, and I've gotten away from taking my regular vitamins and supplements that I was doing, and fatigue is setting in. So instead of fighting through all that, I've been allowing myself to just fall into it. So it's time for me to reset. So I think a challenge would be a good idea for me. Everybody needs goals. And I think if you can do it in these shorter increments of time, where 6 weeks is enough time to make marked progress, whether that's fat loss, muscle gain, mindset, goals, whatever it is. So I'm all about it. I say, we'll talk more about that.
Last year, this time, we had just moved here. It's been a year. I know, it's crazy.
Oh, from St. James Parish?
St. James
Okay.
Parish.
Oh, wow. That's right. Yeah, last August. Yeah.
And we did a challenge, and it was a team challenge.
Okay, yes.
And that was probably my favorite challenge we've ever done. The members were so motivated. And I remember we ended around Halloween. So it's the same time period.
Yeah, I remember this.
Same time. And just people were motivated, and you're right. The summertime, it could go both ways.
Yeah.
Summer is so busy, vacations. And that one weekend of splurging turned into 2 weeks of splurging. And then you're like, man, I got to do this, that, and the other next week. I'm just going to eat out on the road. And then before you know it, you probably might have gained 10 pounds over the summer. And I can see that's where people lose their self completely. Mm-hmm. And they stay doing bad until the holidays. And then it's done. Like, it's extra hard to get back.
Yeah.
But I think, let's say you did have a bad summer. I mean, you could get back on track, and 6 weeks, you could do so much.
Oh, 100%.
4 weeks, you can, I think.
Yeah.
If you are that strict. So I think this is like the perfect time to do a challenge.
I feel like people bust it before the summer too, right? Like to get ready for the summer. So that's like a big time. Then during the summer, they just chill and enjoy their.
You know how many members came up to me and was like, oh, I was doing so well. And I was like prepping for the summer. I was feeling my best. And like now they're here and they said, I didn't just blew it. Everything that I had before, I'm probably worse. I said, it's fine. Look, if it makes you feel better, you along with about 80% of
it's
other
true.
Right.
did the
But
same
y'all,
thing.
I mean, really from a nutritional perspective, which is, as y'all know, so much of it, your body is not designed to be losing fat all the time, right? So not that we want extended periods of chronic overeating, but if you have been focusing on fat loss for the spring leading up into bikini season, it's important to elevate your calories to not reset your metabolism, but lift your metabolism up so that your body recognizes, hey, like she's not trying to starve me anymore. I can start prioritizing things like muscle building or things like fat loss or whatever it might be, because I'm not just wondering when the next meal's coming, which is what a calorie deficit does to your body. So people that do have those periods of higher calorie eating end up having better success in their next fat loss phase because of that. Absolutely. So let's do a better job of educating people like, hey, I know you feel like you've gotten off track this summer, but this is the time. Like, that's going to benefit you now that you're back in the gym. We'll teach you how to eat for what your goal is. And part of that in-body scan is what's going to help us determine that, where your calorie needs are. What if your goal is muscle building? Like, let's teach you how to lift heavier or whatever it might be. So don't be discouraged by that summer that you got off track. Right. We'll get back on track.
And I think like exactly what you just said, but also the periods where you not fall off. I don't want to say that word, but eat a little bit more careless is needed sometimes to get your motivation back.
Yeah. Yep.
If you're constantly like grinding, that's a hard life. Even professional athletes will go through periods where they'll be a little bit more careless so they can oh man, I can breathe for a second. And then they get right back on track. So I think periods of that for what you just said and for just letting your body relax for a second. And
yeah, it's okay to have like ebbs and flows and go through different phases and stuff like that, right? And sometimes like that's what I enjoy about vacation the most is like honestly, sometimes the reason I go on vacation is so that way when I get back, it was like, oh, that was fun. It was cool. I got it out of my system. Now I'm back locked in, right? It's like, and it almost motivates you to be like, I need to get back to my routine. Like I really enjoy my routine. I love it, right? And you have appreciation and gratitude for it. I'm like, I was telling you the other day, I'm technically the fattest that I've ever been. I hate saying it like that, right? Like it sounds so.
You many eye rolls are going on right now.
But I'm saying for me and like my numbers and things like that. But I'm like, I appreciate it. I'm like, all right, cool. That means I have work to do. It's an opportunity, right? It's like, cool. Like, all right, like I can get to work now.
But you feel good.
I actually feel fine. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't feel like guilt. I feel a little guilty because I know the reason that it's like that, and it's more the processed food, like we were saying, and it's more my mindset of man, I worked all day and I got home and I just ordered food rather than cooked it, or took the time to go prepare it the night before or the day before. So it's just little things like that make me feel a little guilty where I hold myself to a higher standard. But I'm like, all right, cool. That was fun. Like I got to appreciate that and have a good little like time, and eat some lit pizzas and stuff like that.
Well, you probably have experienced this in pregnancy, knowing that you've never felt this way before, but it kind of goes to different phases, but you forget how good it feels to be healthy until your health changes.
Yeah, you're not.
And not that being pregnant is not healthy, but it's a different, your body feels completely different than it felt a month ago, 2 months ago, 6 months ago.
And it's phases of life.
Of course it is.
For me it is, but I'm looking back at a year ago, moving to Baton Rouge.
Yep.
I can absolutely admit I was obsessed with like my life revolved around health, fitness, this and that. Like to where like I was in top notch shape, like best I've ever looked. Probably, something I'm gonna always strive to be. But I was just in that point where I was grind. And now it's very, very, very humbling to sit here and I can't do that.
Yeah.
Like I'm still working. I'm doing as much as I can, feed my body as healthy as possible, but compared to what I was doing before, it is night and day. And it's what I'm supposed to be doing. I know that. Sure. But also my body is changing and it's making me realize like, okay, actually Kylie had to remind me that this is not a lifetime. This is not permanent. A season.
Yep.
I struggled a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still struggling. I can't lie to y'all.
It might get worse, honestly.
It's just a different. It's gonna just continue. It's optimal health for something. It's bigger. Your optimal health right now. It is. Like you take the state of your body and you strive for optimal health at this moment of time where you're meeting your body where it is and giving it the best you can give it.
Right. And there are days like, okay, this past weekend we had so much going on. And did I eat perfectly? No, I didn't. But even to the sense where I know, I told you the other day, I told you, maybe both of y'all, you know how like everyone like waits till Friday because they did so good, they feel so good on Friday? Because your body maybe got smaller. Every week that passes, guess what happens to mine?
It's getting bigger.
It's getting bigger. It's opposite. And it's like, okay, well, another week went by, another pound added. And have I had struggle days? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tough days where Joey, I thought he was going to just kill me. Like, what are you doing? But it's helping my mental. I really do believe that because every day I'm like, okay, hey, you're going to get through it. You're going to get through it. You're going to get through it. I think it's going to make me better afterwards to appreciate you don't have to be perfect all the time. Like, it's going to be okay.
gives you perspective into like, and something you said that I was thinking about. I said it to somebody in the shop the other day when my neck was bothering me the last 2 weeks. I've had a little bit of a bulging disc in my neck. It makes you really appreciate how good you felt right before it, right? Like I was like, oh my God, I can't move. I can't do this. So many things. And now as I'm getting all those little things back, right, it's almost like I have like a new appreciation for this movement that was so something that I didn't think about before, you know, like something so innate. So I don't know. It's pretty cool to like think that, you know, yes, you're going to go through this 9-month season and stuff, but then you're going to have this new appreciation. You'll find this new journey with your body again, right? It might be different and forever, you know, change, but maybe not, you know, maybe you have an opportunity to rebuild it and then have some appreciation.
I'm excited for it. It's going to be tough. I know that. Not tough, but something I've never experienced before.
Yeah.
I've always never had to struggle with weight. Like it just was a thing for me. Like, you know, I was always fit. I was always like into movement. But I think the eating part of this, I can see where, I think I said it last time, you could fall off too, but now I'm trying to like really, I think my challenge would be like, hey, stick to the healthy eating. Your body is growing, but feed it right and let it grow like it's supposed to. Don't add the weight, the extra weight that you know, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of where my mindset is right now.
Well, but I think you also, Anthony, touched on, you were just referencing your neck issue and that you had a better appreciation once you started feeling better of what that meant to you. But at the same time, kind of going back to those few weeks that you were having a spinal issue. Okay, well, that was your reality at that time, right? So this is applicable to anybody that has, whether it's an injury or a disease process or something that maybe they didn't have before. It's not an excuse for you to not, like, you can't just give into it, right? It's not an excuse. It might be a reason. It's not an excuse. I know we've talked about that before too. But how are we going to create a new optimal normal for somebody, a member, a client, or whomever, that has what could be considered a disadvantage without allowing their mindset to take them to, well, I can't because I can't lose weight because I've got a thyroid disorder, or I can't. Okay, well, maybe that's going to be more challenging for you. So how are we going to meet you where you are, meet yourself where you are, and still find a way for you to achieve your goals?
Yep.
Hardest thing.
It is very difficult.
100%.
The hardest thing ever. Ever. And then people don't think the way you do. Like, oh, it's just a little setback.
Yeah.
I'm just going to take a few weeks. Just as an example, but it could be anything. It could be my toe hurts.
Yep.
I'm not doing anything because my toe hurts.
Right.
And that's their mindset. It's completely.
Right. We talk about mindset all the time, right? Like you're saying is like there's always two, not maybe more than two, but there's always different choices that you have, right? It's either like for my neck, I could have been like, oh, I can't do anything. I just got to sit like this. And like, maybe could have made me super depressed. Or I could have went to physical therapy and asked my therapist, hey, what exercises can I be doing? Why did this happen? How am I going to prevent it in the future? Right. And so all those things are my new, like you said, how can you meet them there? All right, cool. This is my reality right now. I'm going to make the best of it, right? I'm going to learn about my posture. So that way I'm going to strengthen these other muscles around it. So that way this doesn't happen again. And it's actually going to be a good thing for me in the long run. 2 weeks setback for, hopefully to never have this problem again. And just look at it as another like skill set into something, learning about myself, self-awareness, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Meeting those health problems at their root instead of addressing symptoms. Yeah. You could have gone to a certain practitioner and received a temporary fix of it, but maybe that guy wants you to keep coming back.
Exactly.
Perhaps. Right. But at the bottom of it is, okay, well, how'd you get a bulging disc in your cervical spine?
There's a root issue,
Let's talk about that and how are we going to keep you from that disc bulging out or herniating.
Yeah. And that's the shit my nerdy ass likes. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm tall. So like people are like, oh, that's a great thing. I'm like, maybe it's a disadvantage in some things. Yeah. But how can I not make it a disadvantage? Like, let me learn about this so it doesn't happen to me and stuff. Right? Yeah.
Yep. And
I think it's just about getting people to want to invest in themselves. If no one cares, like if you don't care enough about bettering yourself, you're not going to care about fixing yourself.
100%. Yeah.
So, and that is hard to do, but I will say, and bringing back F45, but being there makes you want to be a better person, an all around better.
Because you're surrounded by people that
that's it.
So if you're having like an ache, and
Yes.
like, you know, I might say, oh, my back hurts, I need to go see such and such. Somebody might have heard that. I'm like, oh man, okay, she's having aches too, but she's doing this. Kind of inspires people to do the same.
You're that connection. You have that. Yeah. 100%.
Yep.
Right.
It's not a gym, it's community, y'all.
Love it.
Right.
And we have a really great network of people. Maybe we need to find ways to help connect our members to other members who could benefit, whether that's a directory or
that would be kind of cool.
I don't
Just
know.
like a community,
hey,
like
are
a
you
community
looking for
directory.
a physical therapist? You got to meet so and so.
You need a lawyer. You need a
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, a vet. We have like 2 vets that go to the, like
You're
little things.
right.
Yeah. That would be really
I love
cool.
finding out what people do.
Look, I've picked up dog sitters.
No,
and
you're right.
People have gotten. Oh, I mean, really, like.
Kristen, that's a great idea. Like almost like a community directory. Like
something
that would
like
be
that.
cool.
Like a little phone.
That would be
book
And just
of
let people
sorts.
know what people do
Like,
if
hey,
they're
let
okay
us know
with
what
it.
you
Yeah,
do.
exactly.
Like we'll find a way to promote your business, and it's nothing that needs to be salesy.
Yeah, we're not
It's just,
soliciting.
hey,
We're not
right.
soliciting anything. We're just
it's
telling you it's
networking.
resources, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. That's cool. I like that actually.
Yeah, we got to
All right,
brainstorm this.
I'll take that
I
under
like
my
it. I
wing.
like it. I like it.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. What else? That's it, ladies. You know what we need to do is what's going on, the monthly thing that we did at walk-ons for remember the thing that we did?
The Dirty Dozen.
Oh,
Yeah.
we need to do that again.
That's what I was saying. I think that was
we
a
were
cool
talking
thing.
this morning, Nicole and I. I think now that we're kicking off football season, we have so many LSU students back in the gym. I think we're going to start doing maybe some pregame stuff.
Nice.
Saturday morning workouts might be like a pregame because the whole month of September we have home games, other than the intro game to Florida State. All the September LSU games are at home, so I feel like we can maybe capitalize on some tailgate stuff, or maybe we'll do an F45 tailgate this fall.
Damn, that would be awesome.
I think
we do have that 45 cornhole things.
I know.
that would be really a lot of fun.
Get some Fred's orange juice.
That'd be
Everybody,
cool, yeah.
yes, I bet Jason and Maddie
Just
would.
orange juice
Yep.
for you,
Just orange juice,
Get
yeah.
out of here.
Okay. All right. We'll brainstorm our
All right, I
next
like it.
our next social event because
Yes, look
there's
forward
so
to
many
that.
new people. Welcome to all of our new people. We have lots of them, and we want to find a way to get to know you better, and you get to know us better. So we'll prioritize that this fall.
And if you guys are new, come introduce yourselves too, because there's always moving parts, new people, and stuff like that. So
For sure.
we always appreciate when you can come introduce yourselves to us. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you guys for being here.
Awesome.
Thank you for the
Great
time,
day.
ladies.
I know.
Appreciate you guys.